Okay, what's up, YouTube? I haven't made a long video in a little while over there, man. I figured you guys are getting ready for the Easter, man, for the Easter Bunny, or or in jail. You guys know anything about the jail, man? You know how they bring stuff in there, man. They're waiting on the Keister Bunny. I call it the Keister Bunny, man. You know how they bringing them cigarettes, all that stuff into jail. Anyways, Uh, I'm on Goodbye USA, man. 107 subscribers, man. Thank you guys so much. I want to tell every single one of you, thank you. Uh, if you could hit that subscribe button, man, I'd love to have 200. I know that's getting a little bit greedy because I just got my 100. But anyways, I got 107 up. I'm cool with that. Like I said, it takes, I think, maybe 1,000 subscribers or something before you start making any kind of money. But it's all right, man. Like I said, I kind of enjoy talking to you guys. Coming to you over here. It's Monday evening over here in Cambodia. Wife went to go pick the daughter up from school. I don't have school tonight. I'm going to probably be changing schools. Sometimes when you teach, like out here where I live at, like I said, I live out here in the suburbs. And most of the people that live around out here in the suburbs, I live in a nice subdivision, and it's not in the city. But most of the people that live around here in these villages, they're not doing too good. They're doing matter of fact, most of them live hand to mouth. Okay, so I got one or two choices. Either I can teach over here to these schools that most of the students don't really want to learn. They're only there because their mom and dad tell them to go. There's a few that I have that I really do enjoy teaching, and they are really, really smart. But anyways, a lot of the students over here live out here in the village, man. They just kind of like run around. It's kind of like in the inner cities, you know what I mean? They just kind of run around out here and just kind of act crazy. So that's what they do in the schools. They do it at home. They run around on the streets, just kind of, just like I said, they're not really committing no crimes. They're not harming nobody, but it's a behavior problem. So if you want to really, really, really teach and you really want to help some students, you got to go into the city to go teach these really nice schools because they're more expensive. Okay, like when my daughter goes to school at, it's $5,000 a year, and that over here is just an astronomical amount of money for the people. So discipline is the rule of the game, and that's what I like. Okay, because out here in these schools, you're looking at maybe I don't know, $75, $80 a month. Okay, so you guys can do the math. Some of these schools charge $50 a month. That's only $600 a year, man. What kind of education you think you're going to get sending your child to a school for $600 a year? Okay, you're not going to get the same quality of education. I saw because I look at the job boards over here for teachers, and they list all teachers. They just don't list native English speakers like myself. I saw one of the schools. I'm not going to use the name because it would be inappropriate for me to use the name of the school. But it's a fairly decent school. I mean, I don't know, but they were looking for 2 male teachers, 2 Cambodian men teachers with a minimum of 2 years experience. Okay, with a minimum of 2 years experience, and starting salary, full time, starting salary was $300 a month for a teacher. Now, obviously, I'm not teaching. I just won't teach that kind of money. It's But like I said, they're male teachers most likely going to be head of household, and they're going to make $300 a month. So you guys that are on the old Social Security thing, man, I don't know why you want to stay over there, man. I know you can make more than that. So, anyways, the economy over here is really getting hit hard because of these fuel prices. Okay, used to be diesel. They call it in the Khmer language, it's called Mazul, but it's diesel. Diesel price used to be about 4,000 real, 4,500 real for a liter. They sell it by the liter over here, which is a little over $1 a liter. And I just saw it today has went up to 8,200 real for a liter. So you're looking at over $2 a liter. And there's 3.8 liters in a gallon. So you guys can do the math. I can do it for you, but I'm not going to do it. But you guys can see where that's going, right? And it's only going to go up more. Okay? So the economy over here is really suffering. Now for me, it's just kind of a little bit of an inconvenience, but everything I own is paid for. The only thing I got is my lights and, my just whatever living expenses, my groceries and stuff like that. But my wife, because she goes to the market, we do have a deep freezer and we do stock a lot of stuff, but she likes to cook fresh, so she does go to the market almost every day and buys fresh vegetables. The meat we usually buy from the slaughterhouse, butcher, whatever you want to call it. We buy a whole bunch of meat, and she puts it in these those bags, the vacuum seal bags. Anyways, but I told you guys this was coming. Okay, it only stands to reason of what's gonna happen. You see, they don't want us using petroleum anymore. Now, here's the thing: is if fuel prices go up, which they are, they're going up dramatically. It's going to cut back on air flights. People say, "Well, I drive an electric car. I don't care how much it goes." Well, every damn thing in your house is brought by a truck. And I saw one of these videos on YouTube the other day where a truck driver, he's a owner operator, and he was filling up his truck, and it was $5 something a gallon. $5 and something a gallon. And let me tell you something. Those big trucks, just on flat land, hauling just a medium-sized load, gets about 6-7 miles to the gallon. Okay? Now, once you start getting up into those mountains and you're hauling like beer or Coca-Cola, anything like that that's got a lot of weight to it, where you're at your limit of weight, man, it goes down. It goes down to like 3.5 miles to the gallon. So everything's going to go up. Everything's going to go up. Now, I got a question for all you environmentalists. I got a damn question for you. Now, in California, I know you guys got to smog your car. You can't use gas lawnmowers, gas weed eaters, and all that other crap. I don't think you can barbecue anymore. Gas, just all that stuff, man, all regulated. But over there, where they're fighting at, they're setting refineries on fire, and I have watched some of the footage from there, and oh my God, okay, the black smoke that is pouring off of those refineries is going into the air. Now, do you think it's staying over there, or do you think it's going to just float around the world, around the planet? Okay. And over here in this third world country I live in, Cambodia, they just set fires to their rubbish all the time. And after they harvest their rice a couple times a year, well, they got all this rice stalks, whatever you call it, man. And what they do is they just set these huge fields on fire. And I mean, it is just black smoke pouring off. People send over here like used clothes, right, from like Salvation Army and all those places that, like Goodwill and all the rest of that, people donate clothes. Well, a lot of those clothes, they can't sell. Okay? So they bundle them up. They put them in these big old bales and stuff, and then they wrap wire around them, and then they bring them over here to Cambodia and other third world countries. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure they sell them because they got to ship them over here. It ain't nothing free. But they got people that buy these big old huge bales of clothes, and they don't have no idea what's inside there. So what they do is they cut the bales open, and they go out here around this fields, whatever you want to call it, this open land, and they got these carts, and they just cut those bales open, and they look through those clothes, and they find the good ones that they can resell as used clothes. But the old ones, the old clothes, the ones that they can't have, just obviously nobody's going to buy them. They just throw them in a pile, put some gasoline or something on it, and set them on fire. And there's these piles of clothes just burning away, man. I took a photo. I showed my wife one night, man. There was one hell of a big fire, man. It was clothes. Now I don't know what clothes are made of. I know there's cotton, probably synthetics, and all kind of other chemicals in that stuff. All that stuff's going in the air. But you got to smog your damn car in California. You got to make sure that there's no check engine light on and all the rest of that stuff, man. That's what kills me, is all these environmentalists who've never been out to the United States, don't know anything about nothing, but they drive an electric car trying to save the planet, or are they putting this damn solar on their roofs, thinking they're going to make money out there. That solar has turned into a biggest ever, man. I see so many stories about roof damage, and people don't want to buy a house because they got a lease on the damn solar and all that stuff, man. But yet they set in these refineries in Russia and Ukraine and all these other countries, man. They're setting those damn refineries on fire. Now, the smoke that's coming off of there, I would imagine, is not going to stay in that country. It's going to float all around the planet. Okay? And like I said, you guys are going to be paying to rebuild all these places that are getting blown up. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You guys got to get your car smogged. You guys got to pay taxes. And they're going to send your tax money over here to these countries that ain't put in a damn dollar. I've warned you guys. I've told you guys. And you can stick your head in the sand and all the rest of that, man. I made some videos, man. And I want to thank both my channels, Goodbye U.S.A. and Live Rich Cambodia. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a really fast story over here. I'll try to keep it fast. I met this, I was teaching part-time over there at night. I stopped doing it because it just wasn't, I was just going in there. I was just talking. Students weren't listening to nothing. So anyway, but one night this man and this lady were sitting on a moto, and they had two boys they were waiting on. And the man asked me, was I the English teacher there? And I said, yeah. He said, so his wife asked, could she take, could I help tutor her in her English? She said, and I said, well, I just hate to have one student. I said, but I'll tell you what, you come to my house on Sunday. I need to know. I listened to her broken English, and I don't think most of you could understand it. Okay? I've listened to broken English now for the last 12 years, and permanently for the last 4 years because I live over here. So I'm just used to listening to it. I'm pretty good at understanding what they're talking about. Anyways, so they come over here last Sunday, and I had her writing a composition book. I told her to write 7-8 sentences, anything. I didn't care what she wrote. I just wanted to look at her writing, her grammar, and she was correct. She needed some help. Okay, so she said she was really good at marketing, and she knew about. I don't do Facebook, and my wife only looks at Facebook. My wife doesn't have time to. So I told her, I said, I'll tell you what. I need like 5 or 6 students to tutor adults from maybe 8 o'clock until 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll already be dressed up, ready to go to the gym. They leave at 9. I can run to the gym, work out for a few hours, come back and eat lunch, do my little thing. And I said, I'll tell you what. I won't charge you nothing. I'll help you with your English. But you make a Facebook deal and put my for my teaching, help me out a little bit, get me some customer stuff. She said, okay, I'll do that. And she was supposed to come over the next day. We were going to start. I was going to start helping her with her grammar and her English and stuff. And I got a big old whiteboard downstairs I used for my daughter, so I already kind of had a little lesson on there, and I got a big screen TV downstairs in my dining room too. So I was going to put on a nice video, have her watch, spend about an hour. And And she called me up. She said she was sick. She couldn't come. And I said, all right, well, just, if you're sick, you're sick. I don't want you, I don't want you coming over here if you're sick. I don't want you spreading in my house and stuff. So anyway, I didn't hear from her for a few days, and I sent her a couple of messages, hope you're feeling better. And I heard nothing back, so I just kind of blew it off. Then on this last Friday, what would have been Good Friday for you guys, but anyways, it was on this last Friday. She sent me a message. She asked me, was there a way that I could hide her location on the phone? And I told her, I said, yeah, there is. And she said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, there's, I got, I got a VPN and stuff. And right now, YouTube and everybody else thinks I'm doing this video. I'm not doing anything illegal, but I don't want YouTube putting this video out in Cambodia because people only watch for about 5 seconds. They don't understand what I'm talking about, so they just change it. So anyways, I use my VPN and my location to show that I'm in San Francisco. So they put the video out in out there in USA. So, and on my, like I said, I don't get no money from Surfshark, but that's just the one I use. So on Surfshark, I think I'm allowed like 6 different devices. So I told her, I asked her first why she wanted to do that. She said it wasn't for her, it was for a friend. And I said, well, I can let you use my Surfshark as like a guest, right? I can use up to 6, people. She couldn't have access to my account, but she could use it for the location. And I made it very clear to her that I didn't want to be involved in no scam. She said it was her friend's phone, and I said, well, okay, well, your friend needs to come over. I want to see who your friend is, and I want to make sure ain't no scamming going on. I don't want no part of that shit. So she said, okay, she'd be over here after, she'd give me a call. She said she'd bring her friend over. And I didn't hear nothing back from her. So the next day, I would, because I would communicate with her through Telegram. So the next day, I got a message from her on my phone that said she was deleting her Telegram account. And before I could even ask why she was deleting it, I was going to send back a message. Why are you deleting your Telegram account? It just went into like a powder. It just disappeared. So I have no way of getting a hold of her now, but I would imagine that phone that she was talking about with her friend was hers. Okay, so anyways, you got to be careful when you're over here in these third world countries, man, because people like to try to take advantage of us foreigners. For some reason, they think we have a lot of money, but we're stupid. And the two of those things usually do not go together. Usually, if you have a lot of money, you're not stupid. So, anyways, but to get back to you guys talking about you're going to stay over there in the U.S.A. and you're going to pay. I'm watching people just cry on these damn videos, man. When are you guys going to get the hell out that place, man? Like I said, you guys can come over here and have a nice life. You can see behind me, I got a hella nice house. My bills are low. I got no insurance on anything. It's not required over here. And like I said, it is a third world country, and it's going to take you a while to get used to it. Okay? Like I said, I've been coming over here for 12 years and living here for the last 4. And I still see things almost on a daily basis. It just makes me want to say, what the is going on there? Right? So, like I said, when you live in a third world country, man, you got to get ready for the roads being jacked up and a lot of the people jacked up. It's just the way it is, but it's one of those things for me. It's like a trade-off, right? I live here because it's so damn cheap, okay? And I can live here for hella cheap. I don't really have to work, but I like to teach, okay? And over here, they pay native English-speaking teachers like myself. They pay us nice. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to tell you anymore, but believe me, they pay hella nice. So, but you got to go into the city and teach some of these bigger schools if you want to, if you want to get, if you want to get to quality students, right? If you go to one of these schools that only charges $50, $60 a month for a student, well, you're going to be teaching a bunch of wild ass kids, and I don't care what level they're in or what grade they're in. They're just not. I mean, that's like I said, they're living out here in absolute poverty. Okay, so uh, it's coming up on a Khmer New Year because they have their own New Year over here, and it's a big celebration. And I'm pretty sure after Khmer New Year's over, they're going to raise up fuel prices up to 10,000 real, diesel prices up to 10,000 real, which is $2.50 a liter. But once they do that, man, it's going to be rough over here for all these other people. Okay, not for me because I get the same Social Security. Social Security knows exactly where I live. They got my address. They got my post office box. All the rest of that stuff. So, anyways, like I said, if you guys want more information, you got my Gmail address. It's in the description. And once I see you're legit, man, I'll hook you up with my Telegram and my I got Telegram and Signal phone number, and you can do FaceTime, walk around, do whatever you want to do. I got nothing to hide. So, but I'm not going to put that on YouTube, man. That would just be straight up stupid for me to give out my phone number on YouTube, man. They got a bunch of nuts out there, man. Some of the, like I said, you guys know that. So, anyways, I told you this was coming. Now, what are you going to do? Now you're stuck there paying those high prices. And they're going to only go up because when fuel costs go up, everything goes up. Okay? Auto repair shops, I see are closing right and left because they can't even get parts. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to let you guys go, but I just thought I'd make mention of that. I told you guys so. I told you this was coming. Nobody wanted to believe me because I'm just some old dude on YouTube sitting here really close to my little laptop telling you guys what's going to happen. So, you guys just work your finger to the bones, man, and then work some more because you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay for all this stuff that they're destroying over there. Okay, and like I said, Cambodia is a third world country. It is not a paradise. There's beautiful places around here. I'm in the middle of Southeast Asia, man. I can be in some beautiful beaches within a couple hours, and for really cheap, okay. And like I said, if you guys want to stay there in the USA, man, you guys have at it. But I'm just telling you, you ain't gonna own nothing, right? You remember what Klaus Schwab said? You're gonna own nothing. You're not gonna have any privacy, and you're gonna be happy. So I guess just be happy, man. He's telling you you're gonna be happy, so I guess you're gonna be happy. So I'm happy that I have you guys to talk to and tell this to. So I got my little solar light over here, man. I know they got those round lights and stuff, and the microphone and all the rest of it, but I don't really have enough subscribers and viewers and all the rest of that stuff for me to get all that fancy stuff. I'm just using my laptop. So, anyways, you guys, like I said, think about moving over here, man. Especially if it's just a husband and a wife, or especially if you're a single man. They got a bunch of ladies over here. I'm just telling you, anyways, they got a bunch of. And even if you're a girl and you like girls, man, come on over here, man. You might change a few of them over, man. Hell, I don't know. So you guys give it a shot, and please hit the like and subscribe. I got 107 subscribers, man. Thank you guys so much, and I love you guys, and be careful out there, man. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.